Hi guys, so welcome to our math lesson today. Today we're going to be continuing to work with 3D shapes and talk about their attributes as well as name the shape. So today we're going to use the attributes, edges, vertices, and faces to put names to solid figures or 3D shapes. So remember that all 3D shapes have faces, edges, and vertices. A face is a flat surface of a solid figure, so it has to be flat, not curved, for it to be a face. I'm going to choose a shape to look at. Let's look at a triangular prism, and let's talk about how many faces it has. So let's look at this shape. It has quite a few flat surfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always like to double check. This has 5 faces. All right, let's look at another shape, a cone. I see 1 flat face. This is curved, so we are not going to count that as a face. Does a sphere have any faces? No. A sphere is all curved, so it has no faces. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is edges. An edge is formed when 2 faces meet. An edge is a straight line segment. So something we have to pay attention to is that an edge has to be straight. I think I was a little confused about this too yesterday because different things say different definitions of what an edge is. But today we're going to work with a straight shape. If you're looking at a shape like a cone, and you want to say, let's look at it. A cone, yesterday a lot of you guys said this has an edge, and I think I might have said that too. When we're talking about edges, remember only straight. So this is not an edge. If you want to call it a curved edge, you can. But today, let's only talk about the straight edges for all of our 3D shapes. So when we look at our triangular prism, we have quite a few straight edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 edges on a triangular prism. All right. Lastly, let's talk about vertices. A vertex is a point where edges meet. So how many vertices does this triangular prism have? Let's look. So it's these points, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I miss any? I don't think so. There are 6 vertices on this shape. How about this shape? Cylinder. Does this have any vertices? Any points? No. Some shapes don't have any, and that's okay too. Does a sphere have any points? So no vertices on a sphere either. All right, so today we're going to be talking more specifically about the names of all the shapes. So pay close attention, and let's get started. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is a cube. A cube has 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. When we're talking about cubes, remember that the faces on all sides have to be a square. So when you see a shape that looks like a perfect box with square faces, that is a cube. The next shape we're going to talk about is a rectangular prism. Now, rectangular prisms can look a little bit different. The only rule is that all of their faces have to be rectangles. So this is a rectangular prism. This side we have rectangles here and squares. Remember, a square is a type of rectangle on these edges or on these faces. This one looks a little bit different, right? The big side edges are squares, and the small faces are rectangles. These are both rectangular prisms. So rectangular prisms have the same amount of faces, edges, and vertices as a cube, but their faces are all different types of rectangles. So it doesn't have to be a perfect square like a cube. The next shape we're going to talk about is a sphere. A sphere is a ball. For spheres, we always remember 0, 0, 0. 0 faces, 0 edges, and 0 vertices because everything on a sphere is curved. You can throw it up and catch it just like you would a baseball. All right, let's keep going. The next shape we're going to talk about is a cone. So a cone has one face on the bottom, only one flat edge, right? Or sorry, one flat side. It doesn't have any edges because we don't have any straight edges. We can say it has one curved edge, but that's different than an edge. And we have one point, so one vertice, or one vertex. All right, next we'll talk about a cylinder. A cylinder always reminds me of like a can that you might drink a pop out of, or a sparkling water, right? Those ones I drink at school all the time. So when we look at this, it has two faces, one on the bottom, one on the top. It doesn't have any edges because we don't have any flat edges. We can say it has two curved edges, but remember, edges today are just straight. So nothing straight, no edges. Any points here? Nope. So no vertices either. The last shape we're going to talk about is a pyramid. So a pyramid, we can think of a pyramid in Egypt, like this picture shows, right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. We can't forget about the bottom, even though sometimes we can't see that in like a picture like this one. We have to remember that this is a solid shape, so it has a bottom. And now let's count the edges. It has a lot of straight edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 edges and quite a few vertices as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 vertices. This is a pyramid. So to review, pay attention to the names. That's what you'll be doing today. You'll be looking at a shape and telling its name. And if you need help and you need to go back and look at this video again to help you remember the names, feel free to. You can watch it as many times as you need to. So we have cube, rectangular prism, sphere, cone, cylinder, pyramid. And now we're going to do a little practice. Okay. What is this part of the cylinder called? So we're talking about the flat top. Shout it out if you know it. The answer is face. So that flat top is called a face. What is this part of a cone called? That pointy top. What's that called? Shout it out if you know it. It is a vertex. Nice work. Lastly, what is this straight line on a rectangular prism called? Straight line here is called a, shout it out. That's right, edge. Nice work. Let's look at some everyday objects and determine what shape they are. So when you look at a dice, that's a shape. It looks like it has square sides. What do we call that? It is a cube. Nice. If we were going to look at a soccer ball, what shape would that be? You got it. That's a sphere. Remember, 0, 0, 0. No faces, no edges, no vertices on a sphere. All right. There are plenty of other objects around your house or that you may see at school or when you go out that are 3D shapes. So I want you to start paying attention. Maybe you know something that looks like a cone. Maybe you know something that looks like a pyramid. How about a rectangular prism? There are plenty of things that you can find that have those 3D shapes. So as you're walking around your house today or wherever you do, try and see if you can find some 3D shapes. It might help you on your math project tomorrow. Have fun with this work today.